We're closing in on the top 100, a score of 2,409. We moved up 80 spots to 120 overall. Like last week, some points left on the table, but it's still a really good score, and as long as we're moving forward, that's all that matters. So the trades I ended up doing were Tuke Miller to Stephen Coniglio, Davey to Seamus Mitchell, and McKenna to Will Day. Decided to grab the value while it was there. Leaves me in a better position to stay aggressive and upgrade the next 2 weeks. I was going to trade Cowan instead of Davey. Both weren't named and both were in the emergencies. At the time I knew Cowan wouldn't be sub, so just decided to play it safe and trade out Davey in case of him being named as sub. Didn't matter in the end, but either way, both will be out of the team this week. Didn't trade in Zach Merritt, so that worked out for this week, and I probably can wait another week before upgrading to him. Shouldn't go up too much after the 91. And Port aren't the easiest matchup either. But onto the team, Dawson, elite. Dacos finally copped some attention, first score under the ton. Very unfortunate for those who chucked the C on him. Stewart, second and third quarters, really carried that score. Great stuff. Zeeble was looking a bit disastrous early on when he went off with, I think it was a hammy scare, but came back on, got to the ton, we love that. Sheasel was back to his best. Clarko also saying he'll stay at half back, so that's great to hear. McVie, not great, break even up to a 53. Plan at this stage is to hold him for one more and then trade him out next week. In the midfield, Bont, a very slow start to his 200th, but as he always does, he got into the game. Great score. Clary did whatever he wanted against North. Laird, unfortunate he didn't do much in the fourth quarter, especially because the game was close, but he played after a lot of doubt, so that's all that matters. Cogs, a nice debut in the side. Will Day, unfortunate he didn't do anything in the fourth, but we take a 97. Hopper, stinky first half. Break even up to a 90, but he has West Coast, so it's okay, we'll hold. Setters, he has to go, sadly. Ashcroft, unreal game, and a goal of the year contender to go with it. And on the bench, Wilmot, solid, and Johnson offered a 2-game suspension. Really frustrating, considering the cash gen struggles of this season. In the rucks, we chuck the VC on Rowan Marshall, going up against Bryn Teakle, had a great record against Port prior. Wasn't looking good at quarter time, but from that point on, he absolutely delivered. A 159 as VC, too good. And Darcy, very solid. And the forward line, Taranto, he's the man. Back-to-back 140s, priced over 600k, and on to West Coast this week. Dunkley, as he's been all season, nothing spectacular, but real solid. Right on his average there at 109. Rosie, slow start, but got into it. We'll take a 96. Goulden as well, slow start, but really good in the end. Chandler, what a rookie he has been. I was close to trading him out a couple of weeks ago, but was hesitant because of the fixture, and he showed exactly why. A ton against North, break even down to 0. He's been a real MVP. And Fergus, rough game, and probably has to go this week, I think. Break even in the 50s now. Yeah, that's tough. And on the bench, Samson Ryan, really good even with Soldo back. And Seamus Mitchell, bizarre decision from Sam Mitchell to sub him out. Hopefully it's not a sign of him getting dropped next week. Didn't watch the game, but I heard he was really good up to that point. He was clamping Cody Waitman. Not ideal. For trades this week, the plan has been for a while to go Cowan and Setterfield out. Annoying that I kept Setters over McKenna, but it is what it is. Can't win them all. I don't know whether to use a boost or not. I think at this stage my plan is to use one, and that would be my last boost as well. That would be to trade out Fergus Green. So what I'm thinking right now is obviously Chincotta has to come in. And the premium I'm thinking of bringing in this week. We're going to wait a week on Zach Merritt, like I said before. Still really like Sam Walsh. Had my eye on Petrarca as well because of Melbourne's fixture. I've also had my eye on, his average is pretty low, but Callum Mills, if he gets the mid-time again, because we know how good his ceiling is if he actually plays in the middle, but still don't trust him as of yet, and I don't think Rampy comes back until post-bye, so we can wait on him and see what Horse decides to do there when Rampy comes back. But the premium I'm thinking of bringing in this week is Jack Steele. High risk, high reward if it pays off. He is absolute value at 537k because we know what he can do at his very best. 11 tackles against Port is a real positive. I was massively off him after the Carlton game because it just looked like he didn't want to lift his bad arm at all. But he seemed to look a lot better against Port. Saints have a really nice run ahead. The main risk is obviously the shoulder. And then finally for the third trade, we'll go with Ryan Angwin. Look, the options aren't great, but we can't really get picky with the cash gen situation this season. Sam Simpson is also there, but I just don't like that he's like solely an inside 50 player. And at 166k, I'd rather have the extra cash with Angwin. He plays purely an outside role as well, but I'd rather him for cheaper. Managed 20 touches against Brisbane as well, so there's potential in that. But this is the plan at this stage. Cowan to Chincotta, Setterfield to Steele, Green to Angwin. Leaves me with a touch under 200k in the bank, which is really nice because I can upgrade the week after. And what I'd be planning is probably McVee down to Weddle and Wilmot up to Merritt. I should have enough cash for it. Let's say a 53 break even McVee. I like to plan a worst case scenario sort of thing. So let's say McVee just doesn't beat it, goes down to 270. An extra 140k, that would be 270 down to 130. That gets us to 339k. And Wilmot, let's say he doesn't beat his 48 break even and goes down to 260. 260 plus 339. That is a touch under 600, which will be enough for Merritt provided he doesn't go absolutely insane. So we should be able to do that. Have Zach Merritt in the team next week ahead of a nice run for Essendon. So yeah, we'll go with this. So this will be how the team looks heading into round 8. With Carlton and Brisbane playing Friday night, we can do some rookie looping, chucking the E's on Chincotta and Wilmot. We'll loop Wilmot with Samson Ryan. So if Wilmot scores good enough, we'll swap Cornelio and Angwin, and then chuck Roberts on field for Angwin. Captains, I'm thinking Taranto or Stewart VC. Stewart got a 170 on Adelaide last year in Geelong, but Taranto is in hot form up against West Coast at the G, so we'll chuck the VC on him for now, and the C on Oliver against Gold Coast. Don't think I can go past that one. And like I said before, plan is for Zach Merritt to come in next week. Should have enough for that. We're 21 points off the top 100, so hopefully with some good luck we can break through and see a double-digit rank next week. But that will do it. Hopefully you all had a great round. Good luck for round 8, and see you in the next one.